And we are back. Dark Side of the Kingdom, episode 10. This is a video game podcast. You guys tuned in before. You guys are tuning in again. Hope to see you in the future. This is Dean.
This is Percy.
This is Ian.
I didn't mention off the top, this is a video game podcast. A podcast about video games, video game culture, yada yada. We are back.
Video games.
The Drainage.net is the home base, doing some maintenance at the top of the show this time. For the people who can enjoy that. The Drainage.net, check it out, pop culture website. We are back. What you've been playing? Kind of another slow week. Still kind of a couple weeks after E3. Not much news.
We're gonna stretch that out for a long time.
I'm gonna milk that for a very long time.
Episode 32.
Yeah.
Still slow.
E3 2 weeks away. I'm still fucking recovering from last E3. Gentlemen, does anybody want to dive in? What you've been playing? It's been a
You wanna rock it or?
I have not been playing much, to be honest.
I'll rock it. Okay.
Indifference cast.
All good. Yesterday, so earlier, I think a couple days, maybe Sunday or Saturday, sometime last week, Telltale just was like, all right, we're gonna put out 400 days this week, and they just threw it out, and I
had no idea.
I know exactly. Yeah. It just came out. It just sprung it on all of us. So I downloaded it yesterday and started playing through it, and it's different. I mean, it still feels the same as everything else for the most part. You still haven't beaten it, right? You still haven't beaten it?
No, I have not.
We are drinking booze. The booze is back. Excuse the hiccups.
Booze is back.
I apologize. Professionalism may vary. Continue on, sir. I apologize.
Okay, no, it's all right. But it still has the same feeling and everything. But what I kind of fear about continuing on throughout this episode is the first Walking Dead, you had a main character and you followed him the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Lee.
Yeah,
yes.
You had Lee and then Clementine pretty much the whole time, and you had a hardcore connection with Lee throughout everything. You controlled him. He was you, and this one it starts off. You have to choose I think one of 5 people, and then you continue on with that, and then I think after you beat that person's little section, then you move on to the next. So I fear I'm gonna lose the connection that we had with Lee.
Okay.
The first one.
So is it when you retread with the different characters, you're going through the same storyline, different point of view?
I don't think so.
Is it just...
Everyone has their own section, so their own story. I guess it's supposed to come together for when season 2 comes around.
Gotcha. Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, different characters.
Yeah. I mean, I played through a girl named Shell, through her little section, and it's like I said, it still has the same feeling. It's still pretty cool. So I really can't wait to get further into it. But like I said, it's still kind of I fear that we won't have the same connection like we did everyone else. So
Lee was pretty strong.
Oh man,
very strong character.
Lee was a badass.
Clementine too. I mean, just that connection between those two characters was pretty badass to follow, and the sub characters as well. It was pretty strong writing. I mean, does it feel like the same caliber of?
For the most part, I mean, there were still some parts already decisions like. Do this, you have to do this, or you can have whatever, yes. And it was still like, God damn it, I don't want for some reason you always want to be the good person, and you're like, all right, let's be civil here. We don't need to kill everybody.
Make everybody happy.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy.
But they throw options at you you can't do that. Or you can try and do that, but someone's gonna be like, they always you chose the right thing, but someone's like. Someone was gonna remember that, and for later on, fuck, and they're gonna turn on you or something. So it's still kind of shitty in that sense, but still pretty awesome. It looks badass.
Yeah.
Everyone, it starts off my Shell starts off in a motel, and or a gas station. I'm sorry, and I don't know, it's pretty badass. She has a sister, and it's just another group of people again, and stuff happens. Don't want to put too much out there, but stuff happens, of course.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Stuff happens. People have to die.
Life or death. Huge choices. Humans, are we really running from the zombies, or are we running from ourselves? The Walking Dead.
Do you guys have a zombie plan if there is a zombie apocalypse?
In real life?
Yeah.
IRL?
Yeah. I may or may not have a backpack ready to go.
I hope we all do.
I do. I got some stuff.
Not really. I really don't. But I think after all of us playing these games, and we know if zombies are like this and all the zombie movies we've all watched, I'm sure we'll be pretty much prepared, unless these are crazy morphed out zombies that like change hardcore, like Resident Evil style, like all tyrants out or something.
You're fucked. Do you have you brought it up, Ian? Do you have your?
I don't have a zombie
Survival.
plan, but I remember when Walking Dead the show started, and I'm a big fan of the comic, huge fan.
Love it.
And people were freaking out at the part where you find out that Shane slept with Rick's wife, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that happened."
You know, doing that the whole time. Every time I saw her, I was like, I would scream, "I'm a slut! You fucking
Okay, so
god damn it!"
After I read the comic, and then how many ever years or whatever the show was made later, I forget how many, whatever, but I read the comic first.
Yes.
And people were having this discussion about the whole cheating on your wife, and I right at that instant I was like, I have no problem with someone sleeping with my wife if I'm presumed dead during a zombie apocalypse. If you take care of my wife, fuck my wife. Go ahead. As long as you take care of her and she's cool with it, have sex with my wife.
I don't know, but in the show they made it seem like it was like a week after, like it wasn't even that
week
long.
after, a couple days after.
Oh, think of it this way though.
Sounded
These
like it was
people think
happening
they're
for a
going
while.
to die. Like they could die any minute.
I know, but still, I think I would hope.
I don't have a problem with it.
No,
Fuck your wife? Close friend fuck your wife?
If I'm presumed dead, fuck yeah.
I don't know. Well, okay.
Not even a week?
No, not even
You have a
if
son.
If I'm presumed dead and that person's taking care of my loved ones, fuck the fuck out of her.
Now you come back. There's an established relationship there. There's the hierarchy. She is being, taken care of.
Then
What do you do?
You tastefully shoot him in the head.
Okay. That's
Interesting.
not
Like,
Okay.
thanks for your
Yeah,
help.
yeah, but okay. So what if you do come back, and you
Survival
find out
plans.
that they were sleeping together?
I'll be fine.
Oh well, no. And then she's like, "I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm sorry. It's cool you're alive. I'm
Okay.
happy you're alive, but I really like this guy.
You obviously couldn't
he's
take
a
care
lot.
of
He's a
yourself.
lot bigger, better than you. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You
What do
died.
If that's the case, then I shoot them both.
Oh, okay.
And I'd be like, son,
Yeah.
zombies got him. I don't know what happened. You were sleeping, and then a zombie came with a gun and shot him in the face.
You know what? It sounds like it's a chapter out of the graphic novel. Same stuff.
Yeah, totally.
The Walking Dead material.
So that's Walking Dead. Sorry to go in tangent. I just
No,
I
it's
want to
not.
know if we had plans. I'm glad we had plans.
Yeah, I mean, my bag's
there's-
not very practical either. It's not. There's not a lot of seed in there. It's mostly knives and
Any
knives.
food, water,
Can of Spam, maybe.
Not much. I got like some gloves.
Hormel chili.
Hormel chili. I should probably add some more food. It's more of an apocalyptic anarchy bag.
What
than
kind of
a
gloves? Like
zombie
fingerless
repellent.
gloves?
Just a hodgepodge of different props from short films. So I got everything that was in
Fingerless
Skeleton
gloves.
Squad.
They're really great.
So it's like it's a props bag.
I have a medieval axe ready to go.
Perfect.
Is it sharp?
Yeah, it's good to go.
Fuck yeah.
I'm good to go, man.
Maybe have some gauntlets. That'd be fucking rocking.
So yeah, Walking Dead looks great. It sounds like it's just one release. I mean, it's just done, one and done, or
I think so. I mean, I downloaded it way late last night, so I just played that first little section. I didn't get a chance to go.
and then like each
far
character
into
is
it.
it like a chapter? You think the same amount of game in the first one?
This one was pretty short. I mean, with the one I played was probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, around there, maybe. I know like the first one was probably about 4 hours an episode or something around there. It was like 3.5, 4 hours an episode. So I feel like this, since there's so many people, I think it's gonna be short chunks throughout the whole thing. But from what I've been reading, people who have been beating it, they said it's pretty short, the whole thing. So we will see.
Interesting. And then before we move on, Ian, have you finished The Walking Dead, the game Telltale?
No, I have not.
Son of a bitch.
I just had a lot of chaos going on recently, and
Well,
my first free weekend's this weekend, and I'm gonna hang out with my brother. He has it. I'm gonna play him and sit down and really go with it.
yeah. We'll see. The game's passed long enough that it might not even be relevant, but spoiler cast at some point might be interesting.
Yeah,
Share thoughts.
It's great.
Yeah,
Sure
months
thoughts?
afterwards.
Do you
Game
have any
of the
other
year
games,
last year.
that you've been playing, Percy, or are we moving on?
Wait, was that? I also I delved into this game for Vita that came out last week, Muramasa.
Demon
Muramasa?
Blade.
Yeah, it came
Yeah.
out for the Wii.
It's
Like,
a great game. It's a
yeah.
Vanillaware game.
yeah, it came out for the Wii like years ago, and I was drawn to it because I first heard about it on the Wii, and I was like, wow, that looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't have a Wii, so I couldn't play it. And when they announced it for the Vita, I'm like, fuck yes, I'm buying it. I opted for the like upgraded version, so they gave me like a case and like a bunch of shit for my Vita.
Is that what we're looking at?
That's
right
what
here?
you're looking at. It
Okay.
looks nice. Isn't
Oh,
it?
you bought a physical copy?
Yeah.
Wow,
And,
that's not like
yeah.
you.
For the people
It's
at
all nice.
For the people at home, Percy comes. He lays the PSP on the table. The Vita's on the table. It's out.
Yeah, it came
Looks
with a little
nice, man.
scratch,
Nice.
scratch plate thing as well. And it's a little nice case here, so it's pretty badass.
That is.
And honestly,
Yes.
the game was like $29.99,
Oh,
but
sweet deal.
$29 or $39, whatever, one of those. But if you upgraded, it's like a regular cost for a game, like $59.99. So it's like a regular
What's
game.
a normal price for a
Vita game? Around there, like 29, 39. So not too expensive.
Are you enjoying it so far?
So far, yeah. I really love the artwork. That's what's getting me going.
I can't wait for their new game, Dragon Crown or something like that.
Yeah. That's coming out.
It's a 4-player beat 'em up. I love beat 'em ups. I'm totally buy it. We have to play that.
Oh yeah, I think it's coming out for the Vita too. Vita and PS3. And,
Yeah.
I can't wait to play that too.
Loved
Looks
it on
badass.
the Wii or Muramasa stuff. Now, is this a remake, a sequel,
I think it's
director's
just a
cut?
remake.
I think it might be there's some extra stuff in there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it kind of got overlooked being on the Wii towards the end of the cycle. Not a lot of
6
people
people who
played
bought it, and
Yeah.
I liked it.
So yeah, Muramasa.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been playing for the most part. So it's rock. Oh, and more Animal Crossing as usual. God damn it, fucking game. I cannot. I didn't get a chance to play that today, and I'm fucking jonesing right now. I just want to open it up and play right now, but out of respect, I won't.
Okay.
I'll continue drinking this
During the
booze.
show.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I've had a really busy weekend, so I haven't had a lot of time to sit down and play a lot of games. So I've mainly been playing Mega Man still. I'm still hacking away at that. I just moved into my new place, and I was playing last night, and my friend who's in the other room just like, do you have Tourette's? I'm like, why? 'Cause all of a sudden you just hear fuck, damn, and shit randomly. And it's because I'm trying to like speed running faster and faster and like taking certain hits from certain guys just to get invincible for a second so you can skip through things. And you get to Airman's level and there's certain parts where if you get hit you'll fall off and you're just dead. And I was just trying to just go faster and faster. So I died there a couple times. So I'm trying to work like the fastest route on that level without getting hit. But still beating it every day and then getting a little better and better every time.
We gotta find out. I want to see you play us on NES.
I would love to do it. And then we went to the swap meet, me and Percy, on the weekend.
Hells yeah.
It was an extravaganza to say the least, in 116 degree heat
Yeah.
in the
Vegas
desert.
outdoor.
It was fucking worth it though. My God.
cold. Wow. Yeah. I mean, they do have an indoor swap meet, but you guys go outdoors.
We should do that next.
Yes.
Fantastic.
There's usually nothing in indoors though. It's like,
Well, we gotta try.
all right. I will
Okay,
go.
so
You go for the people for the indoor one.
I went in. We got some killer deals on just about everything we got. We got really
Yes.
good deals. Even the people who were expensive, I was able to get a couple bucks off, so that was a plus.
Good
But-
thing about a flea market. You can haggle people
Yeah.
down.
Some people were ridiculous though. Just their asking price and like, just ridiculous. It's frustrating as hell, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I picked up 4 games. I got Royal Rumble for Super Nintendo, which thankfully works and totally awesome. And we should take a moment of silence for Doink the Clown who died,
Oh.
which is sad. Let's just take a quick second. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Was
And
that
then
recent? I didn't hear about that.
yeah, he just died.
Wow.
Heart attack or something.
you go.
He was great. Apparently he was the first. I didn't know they replaced him with another person, which makes me sad.
Well, you can see that because he's all
Because of the
makeup.
clown,
so
but
yeah.
still, it makes me sad.
One of those
So
characters.
I got that game that works, and then I got Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose, which
yeah.
I played like 2 levels. That game is great.
Super Nintendo?
Super Nintendo.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Totally great game. It has a dash mechanic, like it's what Sonic should have been. Like it's that good. And then his attack.
I don't know if I can.
His
I
attack.
can't sign
is-
on to that.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not.
You
a
play
Sonic,
this game,
I'm
you
not
know.
a Sonic fanboy whatsoever, but his attack is kind of lame. But the game is really, really fun. And then I also got probably one of the best baseball games ever, Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball for Super Nintendo. Great game, except all the players look ridiculous. Like,
Was that 2020? Is that the one?
and I also got Super
Oh,
Baseball
okay. I'm getting mixed up.
2020, which is future baseball, which lets women and robots play with the men, and it's only 7 years away. So I'm kind of excited. We'll see what happens. But that game is also great. It has jetpacks and home run zones and just ridiculous stuff. And it's really, really fun. If you just want to play a fun sports game, that's like. It's kind of like RBI baseball for NES. Like it's like
I love that
fun ridiculousness stuff.
Yeah.
And the Ninja Black Sox are still my team, and they're gonna win the pennant this year.
Gotcha.
And I was playing those. Those are
Is there
all-
a career mode in that game?
Sadly, no.
I will. Combination of the last 2 games you talked about, Tiny Toons and Sports. I don't know if you ever played for the Genesis.
Yes, I have.
There's
I
a
know where
Tiny
you're
Toons
going. Yes.
All-Star Sports
That game is
compilation.
Awesome.
Percy.
I don't know.
Is,
I
not a
don't
Genesis
know.
guy.
Yeah.
It was good. Soccer, basketball,
Football.
and some other football.
Football.
Yeah. Kind of like Mario's school of cameos, action
Nice.
sports game. It was
Hey,
fun.
but, for the
totally
most part,
fun,
like,
totally
like
delightful.
those Tiny Toon games and like Looney Tune games were pretty good. I mean, for the most part.
For the most part, I didn't like the Bugs Bunny birthday blowouts. I didn't like those
Yeah.
games.
All right, I'm sorry. No,
But I did like certain games. They were fun. Like NBA Jam, Space Jam was great. That was really fun. Remember Space
Okay,
Jam?
bro.
It's just,
The movie or the game?
No, the game. Well, the movie is like American history at this point. So I was just playing those games, and then I spent like an hour and a half playing with my cousin in Battlefield 3. Haven't played in a while. Had some fun. Still hate people on the internet, but other than that, I had a good time.
That's pretty
That's what I was doing.
action-packed week full of stuff.
Oh, we also. I was trying to get. I'm somewhat getting ready for Evo coming up next week.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about
So-
this. I got wailed on by Percy over and over again, and then after he beat me so many times, he's like, "Oh, I'll teach you how to block that." I'm like, "Okay,
wow.
good, awesome." So now I can stop like two things, like. Okay, so I'll explain this one thing because we're talking about. He does
good.
cross-ups. Is
Yeah,
that what they're called?
yeah.
And I've never, the normal people I play with in fighting games at my caliber, I'm not high end, I don't know all the techniques, but he's doing a cross up, and the way to stop a cross up from hurting you is you don't block, you just walk forward, which is so against everything you know in a fighting game. You're just like, I'm hitting down and block, I'm going to totally block this, it's going to be good, and you get wrecked every time. So after like 20 times, I finally figured it out, and I learned a lot, so I enjoyed doing it. So I'd probably play them again because I'm sure that people I normally play, I will just be able to wreck from now on because I'm such a different caliber. But it was very entertaining getting my ass kicked. I beat him in one round.
And this
No,
is
2 rounds. You
Two
got
rounds.
2
Street
rounds.
Fighter?
One time is Dan though, so I just want that on the record.
Evo. Are you gonna get involved? Is all this working with Percy?
I'm going to watch because I'm excited to see people
got the,
just be awesome.
Mr. Yeah, got the Karate Kid factor going on here.
Yeah,
Teach him
I'll be the Miyagi. I'll steal a black belt from some guy who's there and give it to you.
doing
Perfect.
cheap shots. But yeah, maybe Evo, man. So Percy, you gonna get in it? You
Yeah.
Throwing down?
Yeah, I take a day off work next week. I play, I think, at noon on Friday.
When does it start?
Friday.
Starts Friday?
Yeah, it starts at 8 o'clock. The tournament starts at 8 o'clock, and I'm not sure. They go on till.
It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can't do Friday, but I'll be there Saturday.
Okay, cool. I'll be there too. Well, we should all try and go. Yeah.
Where's
make
it
it.
at again?
It's gonna be at Paris on the strip.
Paris. Okay, cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
We should film stuff. We should film stuff.
Fuck yeah, we should. Yes, we
We should
should.
film stuff. Let's film some stuff, guys.
We'll film some
iPhone
stuff
camera.
for
iPhone 4S.
Hey, okay, we'll do whatever we
do
can. We'll try and get some footage and throw that on the Dark Side of the Kingdom YouTube page.
I actually did officially bought my iPhone 4S tripod adapter,
Nice.
so I can actually stabilization get on Steadicam. We'll have the $200 phone on the $1,500 Steadicam, and get some good
Awesome.
shots, man. Nice and floaty.
Awesome.
Professional.
That look awesome.
Dark Side of the Kingdom.
That's me. How about you, Dean? What you been
Yeah,
playing?
you know, slow week again. Kind of just been dreamcasting it up. Not far. Haven't been able to support the video game industry lately. Haven't been able to get out there and buy new games. So I'm playing some old games. Would like to. Played an old classic, Sword of the Berserk. Kind of talked about a little bit before. Did you ever play Sword of the Berserk? I
What is
guess
that on the Dreamcast?
It was for the Dreamcast.
Based off a really insane anime.
Apparently so. I'm not aware of the source material
Really
at
crazy.
all, but pretty dark demonic stuff. Basically, it's like a third person action adventure game. Huge sword. Pretty good fighting mechanic.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
there's parts in the game where you get down hallways that you can't even swing your sword because it's so big.
It's
And
kinda like-
it's annoying.
Calling to like Cloud's giant
Yeah, it's
sword.
like
thing.
Clouds, whatever his sword's
But
called.
Buster Sword.
very dark, very demonic, very like just good action, sword play, fun stuff, good story. The cutscenes, don't quite as hold up. Blocky.
Do the
Dreamcast
graphics hold up?
characters,
I remember
yeah.
his fairy who helps him.
The fairy. Actually, it's funny because there's some interesting tones. It's like this dark, demonic swords, evil, and you have this little naked fairy boy
Yeah,
that
but
flies around.
He was voiced by Cam Clark, who's Leonardo from the original Ninja Turtles.
The voice acting is fantastic.
great.
So, yeah.
Is it like Navi, like annoying as Navi, or?
No.
It's like Tingle.
Yeah, I'd say Tingle,
but
yeah.
like naked
Yeah.
and like younger.
So that's horrible.
And young.
It's horrible. It's creepy. Yeah.
That's really creepy.
But I mean, the voice acting's nice.
I just remember a boss you fight this nun who becomes this huge monster.
Yeah.
It gets really,
Villages get
yeah.
possessed, a lot of possession.
Yeah.
The main antagonist in the game is like this really crazy looking guy. It's like lioness looking. He's like very yellowy and just very eerie, very cool character design. Good stuff. Short and sweet. Been playing the fuck out of that, getting back into it.
Awesome.
And
We did play a little Tony Hawk
Played
before
some
the show.
Tony Hawk, yes.
Tony
Yeah,
Hawk
Tony Hawk 2.
I got
Tony Hawk 2,
if you tuned in last week or a couple weeks ago, I think I talked about a park file that I spent summers creating. I got a little excited. I found the memory card, long lost memory card. I found the park file, loaded it. It was not the same park, so
Oh,
what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna try to rebuild it, just to kind of maybe rebuild something.
still
I don't
remember
know.
it?
I do, yeah.
Holy shit.
The main mechanic of it, just like the whole like the gimmick of the level.
was it one big
There was like one
trick that you could do the whole time?
Yeah, basically it starts off at the platform. It's like really raised, and you kind of drop down this like huge ramp, and then you hit a huge jump, and then there's basically 3 different rails. There's a big spike pit, so you can kind of like either land in the middle, land in the
I love
right, land on the left, and then basically depending on which track you go, there's a little roller coaster of tracks. So it's very grind friendly, combo friendly.
Sounds like a Mega Man level.
kind of just
Yeah.
one of the
Guts
few
Man.
games that I really
Yeah.
got into, and I actually want to get back into it. Just rebuild that
Yeah,
maybe.
just playing that again just
Yeah.
got me excited to play Tony Hawk a little bit,
we played,
surprisingly.
and
Which I haven't
actually-
played in like at least 10 years.
Yeah.
And telling, because actually we've been kind of going back before the show starts, playing some of these Dreamcast games. Sometimes they last 5 minutes, some last 10 minutes. Tony Hawk fucking mechanics hold up great. I actually wanted to play more, you know. It's
Me
fun.
too.
Yeah, totally.
Holds up. Tony Hawk 2, almost like the, I think 3 or 4, it gets kind of, I don't know,
I don't remember.
less
after that.
magical.
Yeah, I stopped
You know.
playing
Someone
after.
I think was
I played
3.
them all. I played them all.
I think I thought that's a
Was 3 just called 3?
3, I think it went up to 4, and then there was Tony Hawk Underground, which was actually pretty good, but it was more like adventure mode, less,
Then with
you
the-
know.
The last one I played
skatey.
was I played it on GameCube, so whatever was on GameCube.
Yeah, I think it was like 4, maybe 3 or 4.
I think
good
it's
stuff,
3. I
man.
don't remember 4.
All of them are good.
What was the one with the fucking peripheral, the skateboard?
Oh yeah.
that like failed.
Ride, Tony Hawk Ride or something. You know, I think when it first launched, it was
played
like
that
120 or 30 bucks. No, I kind of wanted to. I mean, when you see it in the magazine, you see the big idea. It kind of seems cool.
It just
maybe.
reminds me of Top Skater.
Top
Remember
Skater.
that game?
I'm like,
That-
how could it?
Is
Was it
another
a game? It was more like a. It was kind of like
I don't even know how to
Dragon's Lair.
describe
It was
that.
like lean left, lean right.
lean left, lean right? Ollie to
Yeah.
do tricks.
But
It always broke.
Tony Hawk Ride,
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Plummeted in price. I think it launched at like 120, and then I think like almost like 2 or 3 months later, it was like 20
I think
bucks.
that's a game that should go in the desert along with ET. That's ugh.
I'm surprised they made it through testing and still thought, yeah, this is
Yeah.
a good
Right? What
idea.
the fuck? I think that was like the only way to play it too, was with that peripheral. Like,
Yeah, you can't do it any other way.
Yeah, you can't do it with the
But
controller.
I don't think you're missing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Q&A, how does this shit happen? I think that was like the rock band phase. Huge peripherals were big. They figured let's just milk it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is because it's made by the people who do Rock Band stuff, right?
I don't think so.
They're
Nah.
not involved.
I don't think it's.
Activision?
I don't
Who
think
does
it's.
Tony Hawk then? They have a name.
I want to say Neversoft.
Neversoft.
Neversoft,
Neversoft was well.
Neversoft.
Neversoft was in the beginning. I'm not sure.
Didn't they start Guitar Hero then?
They started
Neversoft?
doing. I think they started doing Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Harmonix started doing Rock Band.
Yeah, that's it. They started Guitar Hero. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
I always
no,
loved
it's-
Neversoft. Like in the beginning, Tony Hawk, the logo.
I
the
remember
eyeball.
when you beat Tony Hawk and you had the video of the guys who made it skateboarding on their half pipe they had in their office because they all got into skating after doing this, and some of them were really good. I remember them being like, "That's the coolest office ever." Yeah, that was cool stuff.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. Ready to Rumble. It's getting a bit into that a little bit too. Ready to
Nice.
Rumble round
Cool
2.
game.
Forgot Michael Jackson playable character. It's kind of eerie.
I do
fighting.
not remember. He's in a lot of Dreamcast
He's
games.
in a
'cause
lot of Dreamcast
He's in
games.
Space Channel 5 too.
Yes.
I think he had some like weird contract thing where he's just
Ah,
trying to protect his
I guess he had
image.
a deal with Sega. He had to have a deal with Sega.
Well, no, he was supposed to do a soundtrack for one of the Sonic games too. Like he was.
Yeah. He
Working
got
on-
paid for it at least. I don't think they ever released it.
Yeah.
His Moonwalker game, that was Sega, right?
Yeah, you'd say little kids. The arcade game was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it was an arcade game.
The Genesis game is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of vaguely
Interesting.
remember seeing the arcade unit, but
It's a different-
moonwalking.
It's a different game because it's like a 3/4 view in the arcade.
Yeah,
I think.
it's a weird. It's a beat 'em up. but it's-
Asymmetric?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
weird
But
angle.
that being said, like Ready to Rumble, lots of extra characters that like Bill Clinton, Shaq.
It's like NBA Jam.
Man, I don't remember. I
boxing.
guess I only remember the first one. I don't
Yeah.
remember all these other guys.
It holds up really well. Graphics look great. So Dreamcast, man, I'm kind of falling back in love.
Hell yeah.
Taking
What?
it back to 1999.
It was a good year,
In a
man.
party like it's.
1999.
There you go.
It's actually my friend's birthday, and I remember the Dreamcast because it was his birthday, and his cake had the 9999.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just got a Dreamcast, and I'm at a birthday. Yeah.
We definitely weren't waiting in line for, was it Final Fantasy VIII? Or were you? I think it was at the same time.
No.
And any other, like, whenever I see a Dreamcast video, they always talk about Final Fantasy VIII launched like the same day, but nobody.
But
did.
Final Fantasy VIII is not good. Like,
That was like the
that game is not
angsty
good.
teen years, or kind of. Or,
Apparently, the best way to play that game is not to fight anyone until the end, because everyone levels up with you, and it makes it ridiculously hard at the end.
If everyone's leveled up?
Yeah, so they recommend is not leveling up at all, just running away over and over again.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah,
I did like the look of the characters though, like Squall Lionheart. The
He
main
looks
character.
okay.
I think it looks cool with the fucking the scar across his nose and his face and
his
his
gun look,
gunblade.
His gunblade looks neat. I'll
That
give you
was
that, but
badass.
I like 9 better with the more of the classic style.
Yeah. They're all kind of chibi-ish.
Yeah.
I've been actually going back and playing those, so I think I started at 7, so we'll go there. Go there, yeah, and then that's pretty much it, man. Boom.
Rock and roll.
Dreamcast.
I did also. I downloaded Hotline Miami
You played it
for
yet?
my Vita, but no, I haven't. I just want to throw that.
It's so good.
I want to check it out. What is that game again?
It's
It's like the retro kind of like.
It's a
It's like
pixelated,
80s
like, up.
beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's a top-down.
Super violent.
man.
Crazy
You
writing.
wear like different masks, and the different masks give you different powers, and you just
Yeah.
go on killing sprees or find different ways to kill people and go leave. Like,
It's combo based.
yeah.
So you have to kill everybody. Not always kill everybody. Normally kill everybody, get an objective, then get out.
In and out.
And go back to your DeLorean.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
It's a cool game.
Hells yeah.
Cool games. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then actually, real quick too, you have to remind me again after the show. I want to show you guys the Time Crisis iMac phone
Oh,
combo.
fuck, yeah, Fred,
After
show
you
us.
left, I reminded myself that existed. I played it. I got really far on it. It's actually I'm gonna show you guys after the
Oh,
show. So
I'm excited.
remind me.
man.
It's
I'm
pretty fun,
excited.
man. It's really fun.
I
So.
love Time Crisis.
Time Crisis.
Hells yeah.
And it's like the iGunCon branded app, so it's like the full legit Namco
Oh, sweet.
iGunCon.
Sweet.
Check it out. What you've been playing. We wrapped it up.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this with something to talk about. It'll be
We'll
about
be
video games.
right back.
The drainage? What's the drainage? Well, old chap, take it from me. It's very informative, very random, and cultured like a fine malted whiskey. But don't take my word for it. Go to www.thedrainage.net and check it out for yourself. If you want to advertise on Dark Side of the Kingdom like this fine audio advert, then please head over to www.thedrainage.net/advertise for more information. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
And we're back. Just like Dean.
I'm loving this already.
Today's podcast, we're going to be talking about comedy and gaming, which is a very controversial, I'd say, because so many games do it so poorly
Very poorly.
that
Yeah.
It
It's
gets-
almost not a thing. It's done so poorly.
yeah,
you know?
only certain companies can pull it off. It's almost too abrasive. If you like, a lot of people try really hard. Like, yeah, I think E3 is a great example of trying too hard to be funny. There was a game called
Booty. What was it?
Quest for Booty, something like that,
Yeah.
and that was so forced comedy that
Now that was a game, right? That was a.
I think it's an online game.
Yeah.
It's trailer.
It was
for-
just
free to play. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was very forced.
it's too in your face. You don't need to curse to be funny, and I think a lot of games pull off humor the best way by not cursing. Like Duke Nukem is another example of like in the 90s. Yeah, that was really funny and clever, but it does not hold up.
Oh god, no! If you go back and play it, and they're like, Jesus Christ.
You're like, this is awful.
They all like fall flat. Like,
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
think the best examples of comedy are probably adventure games. You go back to the days of LucasArts and the stuff that Tim Schafer worked on, early Tim
Yeah.
Schafer stuff. Monkey Island is still hilarious. Great writing. It's one of my favorites. I also really enjoy Maniac Mansion. I don't know if you guys remember
very
that one?
familiar with these games. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't play too much of them. I wasn't a big, huge point-and-click adventure kind of guy. But I mean, definitive, great stuff.
And what was great about those is they didn't need voice actors in all of them. Some of them obviously they used them, but
It's all like
they were
text,
still
like-
text-based that was still funny when you read it. And writing is really difficult and to come off as still funny. I think a great modern example of some of the best humor they have in the video games is the Mario and Luigi Super Saga series. Have you guys played those?
Yeah.
I've heard they were hella funny though. Like
They are
hilarious.
so great. It's probably the best handheld humor you can get.
And it's kind of
by
surprising for Mario and Luigi, a talky RPG.
Yeah, for characters who don't
humor.
talk,
Yeah.
it's hilarious because they don't ever talk. It's all the characters around them that make it so funny.
Yeah, but don't they kind of mention that too, like why they're not talking in the game?
Yeah, they have reasons,
they
but
point out like
self-aware.
Yeah.
it's totally self-aware, and they always refer to Luigi as Mario's brother or the guy in the green hat. Like they never call him Luigi, but right away they're always like, "It's Mario. Mario's here to save the day." So it just makes it so like on point. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a little trickier and like more action-heavy stuff because you talked about your point-and-click adventures, RPGs. I mean, it kind of sets it up. It lets it hang out there. The joke. It's a little harder to do. I mean, comedy is a tricky beast in video games. I mean, repetitive plays. It's hard to like.
Yeah, that's what ruins
you
comedy.
know, how do you get a joke? You tell it once. It's kind of one and done almost.
Yep.
I mean, how do you keep being funny? How do you?
You know, speaking of that, like there's that one of the latest games that came out last week, I believe, Deadpool, the Deadpool game. Came out last week, and a lot of people are saying that it's fucking hilarious, like the whole thing. And like, obviously, he breaks the fourth wall, and he knows it's self-aware. He knows he's in a video game, or whatever. And they say it's an awesome first playthrough, but if you go through again, it's
Can't play
the,
again.
yeah, exactly,
Sure, yeah.
the same jokes and whatever, and it's just not.
It's like most
Obviously
games
not
are
used.
like that, which is really sad. But there's no really way to fix that
Yeah.
I know.
because
Yeah.
you can only do so much writing and voice work. You know what I mean? You get to a certain point, you'd have to record like 100 hours to keep it fresh, and you
it's-
just can't do it.
It seems like these next gen systems, that's kind of what you kind of have to do. Because my go-to example is the Simpsons game. Did you guys play the last one that came out? It was a
Which one was that?
Oh, it was a 3D. Like
yeah, it was like a 3D
Is it Hit and Run?
action.
No.
It was a standalone action platformer adventure game, and basically it was very self-aware. Basically, Simpsons get sucked into the video game world, and each different game level is basically spoof on a video game. So there's like a Grand Theft Auto level. There's kind of different themed levels, but a lot of the humor from the game is just very good voice acting. It's actually pretty clever. It's like the Homer's, they had all the the voice talent from the
Hell
show did the game, and it's actually one of the better Simpsons games that came out. Pretty good, and it was
Yeah,
the Simpsons the arcade game.
I don't
What was
remember
it?
this.
It was the
Subtitle?
arcade game. I don't remember exactly, but
Yeah, it came out for 360, PS3.
Is it something
handhelds.
Springfield?
no, I don't remember.
It
But
was all yellow. It
Yeah.
came with the movie. Same.
yes, yeah, it
timing.
came around the same
Yeah,
time
okay,
as the movie
gotcha.
came
Yeah,
out.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I've heard many good things about the comedy in that.
That's good.
I mean, you got the Simpsons writers and how you go wrong, really. I mean, I know the later years are kind of shit, but Simpsons, they're fucking come on, they rocked it as usual.
Oh.
I heard like the last level was you fight against Matt Groening, and you actually fight him in the game, and I think he's throwing like Bender toys at you,
Wow.
and bags of money. Or something. He's like,
It's probably one of the most self-aware, like the comic book guy. Like every achievement is like,
I love
like
that.
kind of riffs on like a game trope. Like if you do it the first time you double jump, you get an achievement for double jumping, or some collecting things, and just very comic game things. Like they poke fun at it, and they make fun of the tutorial, and
awesome.
very well done. The South Park game too. I mean, the same licensed stuff. The new RPG coming out looks really fun.
That looks hilarious. I hope that holds up.
Original talent. So it sounds like finally like this generation too. Older games. Like what are some of the first funny?
The ones that I remember are
Like Monkey Island and stuff like that.
Yeah.
other than that, like Genesis and Super Nintendo ones. The Lost Vikings has some really funny lines.
I was
in
just
it.
looking up at it
Like,
today too. Actually,
you laugh at some of the writing in it because it's kind of ridiculous. I don't have a great example off the top of my head, but I remember when I was a kid thinking it was funny. And another big one that was always made me laugh was Earthworm Jim 2. Did you guys play Earthworm Jim 2?
I only played part 1, but
Okay.
I want to say yeah. I played.
So
it.
Earthworm Jim 2 is really weird and gets just awkward, but there's a part where you turn into a salamander and you're going through a level and it takes you to a game show. And it's like a boss, the game show, and you
Yeah.
have to answer these questions, but you can't get any of them right. Like, my favorite question, and it made me laugh so hard till this day, it's, what color is Jim's red gun? And the only options are like blue, green, or yellow. And it's just so ridiculous, but it's just so much fun.
son of a bitch.
That's probably one of my favorites, just because that humor is great.
I want to say it's an older game. You Don't Know Jack. You guys remember that? PC.
You Don't Know Jack's so great. Those new ones are great. Have you played any of the new ones?
I haven't, but
What game?
the same voice
you
talent.
don't know Jack?
Oh, you don't know Jack? Yes.
Oh, they're
It was
so
like
great.
computer trivia. It was like I want to say maybe middle school when it came out. But yeah, one of the great writing, very witty voice work, very funny game.
Middle school, so like late 90s.
Yeah, like late '98.
But there's new ones on PS3 and Xbox, and they're
good.
hilarious. The best
Great party game.
The best way to play that game is when you start a game, it tells you can put your name in. Don't put your name in. Let them give you a name, because then he'll really call you in, and it's hilarious. Like, it's all this dumb stuff. Like, if you're playing with 3 people, it'll be like Duck, Duck, and Goose will be the other guy. And there'll be 2 ducks. Like, okay, it doesn't sound funny when I say it, but it's funny when the host.
Sounds hilarious.
90s comedy.
Yeah.
90s
When
comedy.
the host does it, it's really hilarious.
I mean,
Oh, man.
I never played it, but I kind of want to say it was funny. Toe Jam and Earl. Was that
Toe Jam and Earl's great. I don't know.
funny?
I don't know. Funny as much as just fun.
Funny looking.
Funny looking. I think Toe Jam and Earl is funny when you describe it to someone who's never played Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah.
Like you're just saying, like, okay, so then I had to sneak up on Santa and tiptoe because he had presents and I want to get all the presents. And then the boogeyman came after us, and then we had to run through cheese. And describing it to someone, it's just so like trying to their cogs turning in their head trying to figure out how this game works. It's really funny and ridiculous, but I think it's more fun than funny. I think the classic games are probably like one-hit notes for the funny stuff. Like in the Jurassic Park game for Super Nintendo, Dennis Nedry has a hilarious line. It's like, if you touch the electric fence, you get a 1-up. Which just kills you because it's an electric fence.
Oh,
And Dennis Nedry's an asshole. But I always thought that was funny.
That's hilarious. You guys ever play like the old PC games? I know you say like Monkey Island.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was with LucasArts too. Day of the Tentacle. You ever play that game? That was pretty fucking.
Yeah, that's really
hilarious.
great. And Grim Fandango is really funny too. Another Tim Schafer joint.
Tim Schafer, Tim Schafer is probably one of the
He
known
can
names.
write. He
in
can
comedy.
write. Another one that more recently I just recently played was The Cave. Do you guys know what The Cave is?
Yes, so you're inside a cave.
Yeah,
Like cave
a
is
cave
the
that
main,
talks to you.
the main character, right? The
Okay.
Yeah,
cave.
seen
Cave's
this,
the main
yeah.
character. You play. There's like 7 playable characters, and you pick whichever 3 you want, and they each have their own abilities. And it's like an adventure game, but lots of comedy. And the cave that you're walking through is a character who talks to you and like comments while you're playing, and it's really clever writing. It was made with Ron Gilbert. That's who did. He also did Day of the Tentacle and Monkey Island stuff. And Tim Schafer Studio produced it and released it. And it came.
Those guys are fucking rocking on fucking comedy.
In
shit.
comedy, they are the best. I'd watch their TV shows like Psychonauts. That game is funny. I'd watch that. If that was a cartoon show, that would be great.
I think the majority of their stuff, if they turned it into a cartoon, it'd be fine.
Yeah. Costume Quest was really funny and clever.
Yeah. Clever.
I would watch that show, even though it would be only Halloween every day. But whatever, I would watch that. That's great.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Character designs are good. Tim Schafer. What was the other? Jack Black.
Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
Brutal Legend, yes.
I tried it. They did the bait and switch later on in the game.
Yeah,
with the RTS mechanic. But fun. Jack Black. Surprisingly, we talked about wasn't forcing it too much in this game. I mean, it was very well placed.
It was awesome. I mean, what I loved about that was like how into like metal it was, like the music, like heavy metal, and like all the stuff, the references they threw out there. I got because I love
Ozzy's in that game, right?
Yeah. Like there's so many people. Lemmy's in it from Motorhead. There's a lot of different people in it. Yeah, I think Ozzy's like the devil or something. If I remember correctly.
Pretty good.
Unfortunately, that was kind of like a financial bust for them. I mean, because he kind of sold it as something it wasn't. Just kind of like a third-person action game, and it kind of, I mean, it's supposed to set up almost as like a franchise. Sequels kind of came and went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good though. I mean, what I did play when I did do the RTS thing, I was like, it kind of threw me off a little bit. But honestly, I never finished it after that.
In terms of modern gaming, I think the funniest game that I've played in at least 10 years was Portal and Portal 2. Portal.
Fuck yes.
Have you guys both played them?
Yes.
The first one I did.
Have you played 2 yet?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil too much, but
Spoil it.
The writing in 2.
Portal. What can you spoil?
There's zombies. No, okay. The writing is what sells that. And the first game was Gladys. She's just this condescending, perfect, just antagonist the whole time, who just eggs you on. And then the second one, it's Gladys, but it's when you get to a point, it's
Oh fuck.
what is his name?
Why can't I remember his name? Yeah, he was like hardcore in the beginning of the game
Yeah,
too.
he's great.
You're one of the different robots.
Cannot remember his name.
It's such an English name too.
Yeah. Okay. So
Well, whatever.
it's
Love
the
to
guy
help.
from Law and Order who plays it. Yeah, I can't even remember. This is so sad that we can't get his name.
It's blame the heat. Blame
I'm
the
sure
heat.
people who are listening are like, "You're so fucking dumb."
I
It's
know.
this guy.
Yeah.
Lose the cred.
His name is. I have it. I fucking have it. I can't.
So
cool.
everyone,
Rock.
the guy from Law and Order voices this character.
Yeah, he's J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. That guy.
Oh yes. I think there's a bunch of different people too near the end of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to say too much.
But he's on a loudspeaker and it's all pre-recorded because you find this old testing base that's from the 60s or whatever, and all this stuff's pre-recorded, but it's just so funny in context and out of context. Like I'm gonna say one of the jokes because it's so great. But there's
It's Cave Johnson. That's what it is.
Cave Johnson, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of the robot, not. But Cave Johnson. He was the the head guy
Yeah, he was
of Aperture.
Yeah, of Aperture Science originally before they switched, and
Yeah.
Wheatley is the robot in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
Wheatley is so funny.
Wheatley is fucking hilarious.
It's just a clever British humor, just so great.
But later on with Cave Johnson, like
I was laughing
over the
harder with
speakers.
Cave.
Oh my god, the stuff he says about the whole thing.
Like
They'll say something like, "All right, so he'll say something, and then you go to do it, and it'll hurt you. Something hurts. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can't do that yet because we haven't figured out how to do this." And you're like, "Fuck it, you asshole!" Like, it's so fucking awesome.
I just remember one of the things he says is about if you signed up for the something to do with bug testing, that it's been canceled to now go get your guns because you're gonna start fighting the bugs because they're everywhere now. Like the writing is way more eloquent than how I said it, but the writing is so funny. And what's really great about it actually holds up when you play it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's just written so well, and there's so much of it, you kind of forget some of it when you play it again. You're like, oh, I totally kind of forgot that joke, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's really cleverly done. I think
It's such like that game is just
It's
an
perfect.
awesome like package, like everything together, like
so
the comedy,
great.
the pace of the game, everything. It's just so
puzzles
good.
are so rewarding when you figure stuff out. Co-op is great.
Portal 2?
Yeah, Portal 2 co-op is great because I think Gladys is the one telling you for most of it in that one. And she just gets mad at you the whole time. You're like, you're supposed to be dying. How are you accomplishing this stuff?
Yeah.
So that's really clever.
Yeah, I'm down to check it out. Like, Portal 1 was a part of the Orange Box Valve release.
And wow,
Portal 2, is it like a competent, is it like a full game now?
Full
Is it-
game, totally.
it's a full game, yeah.
Totally full game, totally
Awesome.
worth playing.
I saw like there's some like foliage, there's like more city stuff, there's more to it.
There's a lot of
seems
stuff.
Like.
Yeah.
Or is that like
It's hard to say.
artificial?
Way
Don't
too-
go in there expecting to see trees.
Okay. So it's a computer program, Matrix
It's still
type
very
stuff.
clean, sterile future environment.
Gotcha.
Somewhat
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
run down.
Yeah.
I think.
The companion cube. How could it nobody not know the companion cube?
Yeah,
Right.
everybody knows that now.
Is the cake alive? Does anyone know?
Cake's probably fucking melted, man.
Also,
Yeah.
the music in both of those games is
Ending
great.
music, yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
It's like everything in that. It's just so Valve. They know.
Another
what the
thing
fuck they're doing.
they made that was really funny is that the Left 4 Dead games have great comedy interaction between the characters, and they say that it's still hilarious. I think the second one's funnier, more fun, funnier. So is funnier not a word? More fun.
For this episode, we'll
yeah.
accept funnier
And
more fun.
the interactions just between the characters and their banter is so great. Oh, and I totally missed the obvious one. I don't know how I missed this. Drake from Uncharted.
I was just about to
Oh
say
my
that. Yeah.
god, Drake
Is he?
is so great.
Cracking jokes the whole time.
He is. Throughout everything. I mean, even like they'll go through like something where they should have died, and he'll crack a joke about it or whatever. So, I mean, it's really about not the reaction, but the connection he has with all the other people, and it's just fucking hilarious. Especially with why the fuck can I remember his name? Him and wow, I'm losing credit too. Jesus Christ.
Common theme for the show.
Sully.
Sully, there you
Sully.
go. Thank you.
Well, his interaction with the women are hilarious as well. It's like, let me have you climb this ladder first, and he looks up. It's like, it's too bad you have to sit on that. Like, and I think my favorite line in that is when I think you're in the building and it's blowing up, and he just says, "This is bullshit." Also, the Marco Polo stuff in that is
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
You get a
It's just the
you get a
subtle
trophy
things.
for that.
Yeah, it's just the little. Naughty Dog does
Naughty
is
Dog.
really subtle humor. I don't know if there's any in The Last of Us because I haven't played that much of it.
There's a couple things here and there throughout.
Yeah. It seems like that's kind of like the way you gotta go. It's hard to like sell a game as comedy, comedic, funny, because as soon as you do, you look for it. And
Yeah.
it's just
And then you
like,
get a
yeah,
Duke
you know?
Nukem, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
great.
it is
You gotta be-
super hard to do that these
Yeah.
days. I mean, like with Last of Us. I mean, like I said, it's a super. It's probably like the most depressing game I've ever played, but it's so good. But throughout
Hey,
that,
laugh.
not in a bad way, not a bad way though. I mean, it's so good, but just the setting and everything is so depressing. But throughout that, there are parts and pieces where the interaction with Joel and Ellie, and she'll crack jokes. At one point, she does find an old joke book, and so at times you'll be stopped and just chilling for a second, and she'll bust it out and like, hey, you want to hear a joke? I mean, you have the option to walk away, but
Yeah.
she'll tell you these corny ass jokes, and they're so corny they're funny, So it's just kind of funny to have a light scene in this horrible dark situation that's going on.
The Greek,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the Greek,
totally.
the bleak dystopian after world of whatever. Early game, I'm going with forced comedy here. So if you guys remember this one, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oof.
Marketed as comedy.
I
marketed
really
as-
enjoy Conkers. The humor doesn't hold up as well as
It's
You think it wouldn't, but still, it's
pee jokes, poop jokes.
okay. Those were lame. I'll give you
it's
that.
like-
But there are some legitimately funny parts in that game.
Okay, you know, at the beginning, okay, I saw my friend, a friend of mine, invite me over, and he showed me the beginning of
Yeah.
that where they do the Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
and he was, I think his dad was there too, and his dad's a pretty old dude, and I'm not sure if he fought or something, or he knew, or his grandpa did, or whatever.
Yeah.
So the whole time we're like, hey, we're trying to show his dad, like, hey, this is fucking hilarious,
Well,
right?
that's not good. I know where this is going.
His dad was so like disgusted and pissed. It's like,
Those squirrels.
this is not funny. You should not make fun of this. People died.
You don't make fun of war.
Yeah, exactly. We're just like, but the whole time we're laughing. Hey, this is hilarious.
I think I want to say that was the Xbox version, like the remake, maybe.
No, it was on 64.
Did they have?
Yeah.
64 started it.
Yeah.
They had the set.
And they had everything
Saving
crazy.
Private Ryan part in that
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How'd
I don't know. He did make us feel pretty shitty about laughing about what was going on the screen.
He's like, oh, I mean, I guess it's funny. I only had three friends die in the war, but I mean, it's hilarious. Being squirrels shooting people.
And these squirrels really do us justice.
I will say though, they did redo the director's cut, release it on the Xbox with multiplayer.
But weren't they?
It was okay.
Wasn't it
was
still
alright.
censored though in the Xbox version?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Well,
I
certain
don't
parts were
remember.
censored in the 64 version. They still said the F word and got away with some crazy, which is still crazy. Nintendo let them do
exactly.
that.
I'm saying, like, I think in the Xbox they censored a lot more stuff than they did in the 64. Like the shit stuff, like the thing when the cow was taking a shit or something like that. And I think they sent. I think they like put a censor bar on it, or they even cut it out, or something. I don't know.
Do you guys like remember like the original advertising for that game, like when it was first announced?
Originally, it was super cutesy, and they hated it.
Yeah, it was like
That's why they changed it.
balloons.
They hated it. It was so like
Yeah.
adorably throw-uppy that they were just like, "Ugh."
Shit and poop. We'll go for that one.
How do we fix this? We'll add fuck and shit.
And
Let's
that
do
was-
this.
That was
Perfect.
rare too, right?
That was rare.
Old school
It's
rare
a rare
joints.
time they were good.
You know, some really good fucking, pretty funny commercials like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
For a while when he was promoting his games, and he kind of became like the spokesman for PlayStation for a little bit.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
It wasn't that bad. But the guy that was in the Crash Bandicoot suit, I mean, those commercials are pretty fucking funny.
I think a good segue. You know, I mean, advertising, commercials, video games, always funny,
The
always
Smash
good.
Brothers one were really funny.
Smash
If you
Brothers is
remember
good.
that.
Hells yes.
I'll give credit where credit's due. I love the Sony PlayStation. The guy that they introduced was the guy's name.
Oh yeah.
Mr. PlayStation.
Oh, the butler.
Yeah, he got in trouble or something.
Yeah,
I
I know.
What are you in trouble for?
enjoyed that character.
He got caught. Well, he got caught. He was in another commercial. I think a tire commercial, Firestone.
Playing the same character?
Bridgestone. No, not necessarily. But he was he's filmed in the commercial playing a Wii. He was so it fucked up his contract, and they were trying to sue him.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that fucked up?
ridiculous.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Well, I mean, it's in the contract. You can't. You know, you're part of PlayStation.
But listen,
You
everyone
can't-
everyone has a PlayStation has a Wii somewhere. That's how they charge
I don't
their
have a
controllers.
Wii. I don't have a
Right.
Wii.
It's fucking Wii
I
Sports.
think
don't
that's
play
kind
Wii
of weak.
Sports.
I mean, if it was Xbox, I could understand that, but it's a Wii. Nobody really was
I
Wii
mean-
a competition really ever.
They sold 1 billion
Yeah,
more
but
than everybody
They-
else
I mean,
did.
that's tricky because I mean, they did. That is a Sony character, but I mean, he wasn't being that character in the commercial. He was just himself.
I know,
his
but
face.
nonetheless, I mean, you sign a contract, you got to stick with, you know, I mean, I
Okay.
think and the contract was
I will-
like, you can't play other shit.
Do you remember when they tried to do the second coming of the PSP and they hired that black kid from
Yeah.
Role Models and they're like, oh, he's gonna totally be the face.
Marcus.
Marcus. They did for like 2 weeks and they're like, this was dumb.
Well,
So
it
they
wasn't
did like the
that bad.
webisodes,
Yeah.
and the webisodes turned into
No.
print ads, and the print
Yeah, that
ads
didn't,
went
that
away.
didn't last very long, though, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what-
a month.
On the nose. It wasn't
Yeah.
really too funny, but it was good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't, it wasn't hitting anything, really.
Yeah, like the old. I mean, Nintendo always had good ones. The Smash Brothers were good. I remember the old.
Smash was always good.
Not really funny, but like the early Genesis, Sega commercials always shit on Nintendo.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of fun. Got a little humor.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
But, okay, let's try to get back on track here. Funny music games, old funny music games. Parappa the Rappa.
Oh, Parappa
Fuck.
Rappa's
That
great.
counts, right? That counts.
Yeah.
I
right?
love that game.
I
It's so
actually
good.
just started playing it on the PSP a couple weeks ago. Started playing it again. Fucking fun, man.
It's so good. It's so good.
I don't know how I would have felt buying that full price back in the days, a standalone $50 game. I mean, there's not much to it. It's great, you know,
I
years
mean,
after. you probably pick it up
it's
for
like
$10.
it's almost like a rock band. It's like
yeah,
a rhythm.
it's-
It's a rhythm game where you press the buttons, whatever.
Yeah,
So.
I think there's like 6 or 7 songs, but the song's very original, very fun, very funny. A lot of bright colors.
Chop chop, master onion. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, another music game too. Elite Beat Agents, kind of fun, kind of funny, excellent game.
What game is that?
I championed it a couple weeks ago. Basically, it's like a tap drum kind of music game for the DS.
Like Rhythm Heaven. Did you ever play that?
No.
Compatible with 3DS. You have to play it. Amazing series. Actually, I started playing it again, and it's fucking really fun. I forgot how fun it was. Just high end level play and stuff.
This game's funny, but not because it's meant to be funny. But the dialogue in House of the Dead is so bad that it's kind of hilarious that you laugh
Yeah.
every time.
I
Like,
think any old Sega Dreamcast game kind
yeah,
of.
especially if you play Typing of the Dead, it's even more funny because the characters have Dreamcast on their backs and keyboards on their chest,
Yeah.
and that's how they're actually using to fight the zombies. It's just funny. It's how ridiculous it is.
Unintentional comedy.
Well, I mean, it's all right. If I'm gonna go unintentional comedy, let's fucking talk Resident Evil, man. Holy shit.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's funny. It's just so bad.
That's what it is.
It's such
It's
a part
like-
of nomenclature now
it
in
is-
video games. That
yeah.
you're just like,
It's like really, but it's like hack now.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
all your base are belong to us.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
come on
mean,
now.
seriously, if people haven't played Resident Evil, you should play it just for that alone because it's so bad it's good.
No, I didn't play the first one, or got to the second one later, and that is throughout comedy elements and all those.
Mostly in the first. Mostly.
Well, yeah, this writing got better as they
Yeah.
got older, but it's
Has to
still,
progress throughout
A lot
it.
of it has to do with that. You have to remember it's a Japanese game, and their sense of humor is not the same as the
It does not translate at all.
to the Western sense of humor. So,
Not very well at all.
but that's typical with
Yeah.
most things. If you don't have a good
Bad,
translator team
yeah.
or whatever the proper term is, you're gonna lose humor.
Oh, you lose tons. Horrible.
Suda 51 does really good humor too. Like if you play the No More Hero games, those games are hilarious.
Well, I still want to play Shadow of the Damned, goddamn.
I have it. I played like 4 hours of it so far. That game's funny. Like some clever stuff. Some of it's kind of like rude in your face stuff, but it's Suda 51.
Well,
you
it's
have
like
to
it's all
expect that.
fucking raunchy.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
about tits and ass and whatnot. So if you don't expect that
and
going
having
in,
a big one.
yeah. So and your gun's called Boner, and then to level up in the game, you can get either your boner stronger, harder, or faster. Like it's just ridiculous, but whatever. Like whatever. So he can do no wrong in my eyes. Suda 51 can make anything, and I will buy it.
That's what was that other game you were? No More Heroes.
No More Heroes.
Yeah, I
Highly
downloaded the
recommend that.
demo and like and I was playing with the move and there was an option to like recharge your sword or whatever.
You have to shake it like you're jerking off.
Yeah, I was like, I feel kind of weird jerking off in
Yeah.
the front of my TV in my living room right here, but oh my god.
Well, you
That's
normally
right.
do that with your TV off, right?
Yeah, I use my imagination.
But that writing is really funny, just because it's probably one of the better translations where they took already crazy Japanese concepts and still made it the English version, which is pretty stuck to the original concepts, but they're still funny, even though how ridiculous they are.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so, okay.
Rock and roll. I mean, is there like, it's hard to have, I think, a game just completely based on a comedy type situation than having, like games like Grand Theft Auto, like they'll have this.
Great punches.
Yeah.
In the radio stuff.
The radio is fucking. I could listen to that radio all day because it's so. I mean, not only is the music good, but the commercials in between,
Yeah.
or the DJs, or just whatever. Like Laszlo is fucking hilarious.
He's a real DJ.
Yeah, and he's fucking awesome. I could listen to his shit all day. And in fact, I found some station, not some station, but I found somewhere on the internet. They had the whole clip of like the different stations.
Oh, that's cool.
It was so awesome. I just listened to Laszlo the whole time and laughed my fucking ass off.
Rockstar's always had good humor in their games,
Yeah,
and they do it right because it's just punched here and here at the right time. It's never in your face. They don't
It's
sell
not
their
the,
games as comedies. They sell their games as serious experiences that are gonna have great parts, and they're gonna have a nice levity in between.
Oh yeah,
Tasteful too, because I mean, Saints Row is kind of like.
over the
Saints
top.
Row is funny. Saints Row is funny, and Saints Row 3 is very enjoyable.
Well, I still.
Is that the purple dildo one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not what makes it enjoyable, but if you're into that, we don't judge.
I want to say that there was a pre-order bonus. Was that real?
Yeah, you get one.
He's like,
It's a bat.
You got it.
There's also a pre-order bonus for the new one coming out.
I don't know what it is.
It's a fucking dubstep gun.
Even better.
And like you shoot it, and I think it just like blows people into chunks, and it plays dubstep out of the gun.
Even
So
better.
it like wubs all over the place.
Yeah, when they get to 3, they just get to a point of like, fuck it, we'll do whatever, and that's what makes it so great. The third one is so fun because they're like, whatever, we'll do whatever we want.
The first one came out, it was like the Xbox drought. Not many games. That was like one of the first third-party games. Came out before Grand Theft Auto 4. So I mean, we were just lusting for open world game, and it was good. I liked the first one. Missed out on the second one, but yeah.
Well, I heard, didn't it seem like they were just they were trying to copy Grand Theft Auto, obviously,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of went off and did their own thing. Like, all right, fuck,
Which
we're
is
just
the
gonna
best
go
thing they could've
balls
done.
to the wall,
Absolutely.
crazy. Grand Theft Auto's somewhat, realistic,
Serious.
It's a little more serious. We're just gonna go balls to the wall, crazy.
Own
Yeah.
it.
And
30 seconds of fun.
The new one, you're the president of the United States or something, and like ridiculous. That's what's so great about it. You're just like, fuck it, we'll do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And they do a good job at
Rinse,
that.
Okay,
repeat,
so
fun.
when you start that game, you make your character, right? And you have like 6 selection for voices for boys and girls.
Yeah.
And then there's one for zombie, and it's just mumbling. And you can play the entire game in all the cutscenes, and all you hear is "mah, mah, mah, mah." And it is so fucking funny. Like, it's ridiculously funny that they went over, like, they did that. The fact that they did that, they're like, fuck it, we're gonna do this. Is so great.
The whole game, they own it.
Yeah, the whole game,
Yeah.
I'm on it.
That's hilarious.
Like, that's one game that comedy holds up because it's just so, they're like, fuck it.
Yeah. Says a lot for the balls. Does not say a lot for the story of the game when they can just the main character just doesn't mumble. I mean, you still.
The story is still great because the other characters talk normally to him and they don't act like they're a zombie. That's what
they
makes it so
understand-
funny.
So it's like a Wookiee
Yeah,
thing.
so it could be like this terrible thing's happening and builds up all this crazy emotion and all you like, what are we gonna do, boss? And you just hear, "Meh, meh, meh." It's like your mother just died in a terrible car accident. Meh. Like, so it's like it's so great.
Context sensitive grunts.
That's
Like
hilarious.
when I played with my brother, he made it to his character look like the Incredible Hulk with the green skin and everything, and it fit perfectly. So it made it really fun.
That's fucking awesome.
I mean, did you guys ever do Stubbs the Zombie?
I've seen it but never played it.
Fun. It was
It has a good soundtrack.
zombie game. The engine of Halo, some of the original creators. So game engine's fantastic. And you play the zombie apocalypse from the other side. So your Stubbs is a zombie, and you
turn
go
people.
through, you turn people, and you kind of like create hordes of people and attack. Very fun. Very.
That's
It's like retro 50s. So it has like a lot of like fun TV kind
50s.
of style, like that TV
nice.
sitcom
I love it already.
kind of thing going on. Pretty fun.
Awesome. Speaking of stuff, 50s style, I mean, like, you guys ever play Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout's good.
New Vegas. I played New Vegas.
Yeah. Well, did you ever get in New Vegas? There's you get to a brothel, and you can mess around with the ladies, but you can also mess around with a robot. And if you want to, and the robot's name is Fisto. It's so fucking hilarious. But yeah, you can go in a room and pay whatever and be with Fisto.
Fisto?
Yeah, the name just kills me.
Fisto
So-
Symbian.
and like, I think if I remember correctly, he'll like, you go in the room with him or whatever, the robot, and he'll tell you to bend over and like, just relax and take it in. Or it's
Oh my
it gets
God.
crazy.
What game is this again?
Fallout New Vegas.
Jesus.
And then the screen just goes black, and then like you engage in whatever the hell's going on. So I don't know. The robot's name always fucking got me. It was fucking hilarious. Fisto. That's like the greatest name.
Well, actually, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 4. I mean, did you guys hang out in the comedy club? Did you guys check that out?
Oh yeah, like Cat Williams and Ricky Gervais. was
Ricky
in it.
Gervais. And
Yeah.
actually, you go through, and there's actually like I think I sat through 4 different sets, and they're all original, 5 minutes each, original
that's cool as
content.
hell.
Pretty sweet.
That was pretty good. It was hilarious. Way better than I thought it was, to be honest.
Yeah, and like I said, I think I sat through 4 and I kind of left, so no repeats. I don't know how much more there was, but it was cool.
Rock and roll. Anyone play
In a very literal
Borderlands?
sense.
I
Yeah.
love Borderlands.
That was pretty.
Borderlands has some funny lines in it.
Claptrap.
It's a lot of people find him annoying. I think he was funny. I didn't have a problem with him. Some of the quest stuff is really funny. To go off a little topic, but with Borderlands, it reminds me of all the loot you get. But a great game that does really good comedy that involves your loot is Disgaea. Have you guys played Disgaea?
My girl's playing right now.
Okay, so
She's playing
Disgaea.
just Gaia 3.
This guy is really funny writing, but what makes the writing so much better is the item descriptions. Like, you get all these dumb weapons, and they go into all this detail to explain what it is for no reason. Like, broom, you can use it to hit people. Works way better to clean up stuff. Like, that's how it's written. Like, this funny, like, quips real quick, and it makes it just ridiculous. Like, you get scissors as a weapon. Careful not to run.
Oh,
Like, just these little
The super
little-
witty.
these super witty, punny stuff. And I thought it was hilarious. I just really enjoy the writing in that.
I love stuff like that though. It's fucking hilarious.
As well. As well as
you got anything over there, buddy?
I'm thinking like I don't know. I have like a grandiose question, I guess. If you guys were tasked with the opportunity to make a comedy game, Ian, Percy, I'm contracting you. Genre of choice, you can use a famous likeness of your choice. You know, Sean Connery's blank something. I don't know. It's a fun
I don't know if
question.
I would go that route because it would be so hard.
It's open-ended. Feel free to
I would want to
explore.
do something in the vein of, not in this styling, but in the pacing of like, and Uncharted, where you do adventuring stuff, but the comedy's in between it. It's not in your face. So I don't know if that considers a comedy game, because I don't know how. I don't know how you would approach it and still be funny. Like there's so many failures out there that I don't want to be one of those.
Like more of like a downloadable, kind of like a Blood Dragon-esque
Yeah.
type
Yeah,
of
I mean,
release.
yes, that would work.
Buddy Cop, do you like Buddy Cop, Grand Theft Auto side story, where you actually have like a tangible partner?
That'd probably be the
cracking
best
side
one
jokes?
to go. I mean, unless you want to go like Leisure Suit Larry style and like just helping some dude trying to get some
PB's
super
gynecology
raunched out,
simulator.
you know.
Interesting.
I think
don't know.
download would probably be the way to go. I think
It's
Double
tough, man.
Fine is a great example of they're doing little hits, and those are all funny, and they're just little short games you really enjoy.
I think that'd be the best way to go. Downloadable indeed, because I
Downloadable.
mean it's way too hard to sell that right now. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not like an FPS shooting someone in the face,
Yeah.
You're not gonna make your money.
Maybe
not
even
gonna
like episodic, do some kind of like Telltale-esque thing where you have
Well,
episodes.
this is Back in the Future. That's kind of funny.
yeah, they rock that pretty good.
Sam and Max too. Is that?
Yeah,
Sam
and
Max is
Max.
really funny.
Yeah, so yeah,
Telltale.
that'd be the best bet. The best bet to go if you're gonna rock some comedy type game.
Okay. Cool. I could sign on to that. I don't know if I have a pitch of my
I
own.
don't know if I'd want like a comedian to do
hard.
it though, because I feel too many people would have
High expectations
yeah,
of
they'd have
like this better be
pre-
funny if you're getting this guy.
these preconceived notions of what it was going to be like. And I
Yeah.
don't want that. I'd rather have nobody who can read
Are you telling
really
me,
well
are you
and
telling me,
sell
and
stuff.
deliver well.
Yeah.
Dane Cook's Sports Jam won't sell.
No.
Don't think so.
I don't
Comic
think
Well,
so.
Also-
if he did it, he'd have to copy off somebody. So who would he copy off?
Dude,
He'd
how
have
about-
to hire two
How about this?
comedians.
Snakes on the Plane, the game. You are Sam Jackson. Do you guys enjoy the movie? Ironically.
I didn't think it was that great.
Ironically,
Not even ironic. I was just like,
I never watched it
Yeah.
just because I'm like, I love Sam Jackson, but come on, bro.
man in a plane versus snakes with a shotgun.
I could see Sam Jackson in a game being somebody like a main character or something. That'd be kind of cool.
no, I don't want to do that.
Afro Samurai is the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true, but
It's okay.
I
Hard that
just,
game's like.
I don't know.
It's very vanilla.
Sam Jackson is such a name. I don't know how you put him in a game and not be like,
That's Sam Jackson.
here's his quote from this movie. Here's his quote from this movie. Oh, look, his wallet has something written on
There
it.
we
I
go.
wonder what it is.
Yeah, I mean, especially cartoons more so, but video games, they don't really tend to do identifiable big marquee names, do they? Is that more of a
They
financial
used to.
thing, or is that a?
Not anymore. Remember when Snoop Dogg was in
Shaq Fu,
True
anybody?
True Crime?
Two
and
crimes,
Shaq
and they
Fu?
changed it.
Michael Jordan's Windy City. If you remember that game,
I think those are, yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard to marquee
yeah.
someone like that.
They don't- yeah, you can't do it these days. It's ridiculous. Unless you're gonna do it like all ridiculous and crazy out. I mean, that's the only way it's gonna work.
I guess the best was Nolan North for a couple years because he was in everything.
Yeah.
Good way to do it.
Now it's Troy Baker.
Comedy in
Yeah.
games.
He's taking over now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a touchy field to.
It's a
brush.
very hard.
It seems like in conclusion, almost less is more.
Yeah.
Unintentional. It's
Yeah.
hard to sell comedy.
I
Games.
think back in the day, there were funnier games, and I guess you could sell things off as funny because it'd be based off cartoons like Tiny Toons or even Looney Tune type games. Or if you look back, there's a lot of games like that back, like Super Nintendo, Sega, whatever.
Yeah.
Not so much now because it's I don't know, maybe this generation it's too much into like the fucking like you said the first person shooter or just
AAA.
kill. Shoot first,
yeah.
fast later type shit.
Yeah. There was a really cool idea for Xbox Live, like the indie games that came out. I didn't purchase it because, I don't know, most of the games on there are crap. But it was a cool idea. It was basically stand-up comedy, kind of like a thing where...
I saw
Did
this.
you see that?
I've seen this.
I wanted to try it, but I was afraid that if I spend 400 points, I'm going to hear like 13-year-olds tell dick jokes.
Oh, it's so bad. It's amazing.
Oh, you got it?
No, I just watched it. I watched
Yeah.
videos on the internet because
Yeah.
fuck them buying
So,
that shit.
yeah, basically it's like a chat room where there's
Yeah,
like all these
and you just-
avatars hang out in the lobby.
And then you go on stage and you don't really go on stage. Your avatar does, but you talk in your microphone and tell jokes.
tell jokes to like a crowd full of avatars.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool idea.
It's a cool concept.
In practice, who knows?
Yeah.
I might have to check out the video too because I think it was like 400 points. Cool idea. I don't know. That's like
How
$5.
much is 400 points?
That's like $5.
Okay.
$5 is a pretty lofty experiment. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like impulse, not in a sense, maybe. But yeah, I mean, comedy games. You guys feel good? You guys feel good about this?
I guess what it was. I mean, like I said, it's
Yeah,
it's hard to
kinda-
do that. I think it's just better to have the little pieces of comedy here and there, instead of basing a whole game on comedy.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah, I think you can easily count the failures compared to success when it comes to comedy games. If it didn't involve Tim Schafer or the other people.
Well, you know, there's a game coming out next gen. It's already out now, I think, on PC. That Octodad game.
Yeah, that game's funny.
It looks fucking hilarious. It's like you're an octopus who has kids and a wife,
And you have to act.
but
like
you have
you're
to
a
act
person.
like you're a human, and you don't want them to find out. Somehow they don't
Yeah.
know you're an octopus, and like you're trying to walk around as a human. So I mean, the concept's really fucking funny. So
Yeah. I saw a clip. I didn't see like much of the story, but it sounds interesting.
It's just ridiculous in the best possible way.
yeah, you gotta look at videos. Like the way he moves around is
Yeah.
fucking
And he
hilarious.
hits everything over when he walks.
Well, he has 8 appendages, but he's like, there's two tentacles in the leg, and 2 here and 2 in the arm. So yeah, he's full, but he's just like trying to maneuver around. It's flopping around all crazy now. So it looks pretty good.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Hells yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, kind of winding down because I'll probably end the segments. Be back with some news.
Rock and roll.
We have one good story, a couple fillers, but we'll make it happen. Because you guys
Sweet.
after the break.
Cheers.
If you're on Facebook, and really these days who isn't, give the Drainage and Dog Side of the Kingdom a like, or hell, even give us a damn follow on Twitter, because we're on that service as well. We're socialists, but in a good way. www.thedrainage.net. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
We are back. News.
We are back. We are going to talk about news or some of the latest things that kind of got our attention over the past week or past couple days or past hour, past few minutes, whatever.
Hot
So,
off the press. Hot industry news.
Hot.
CEOs. Chess pieces. Moving around. What's going on?
Let's see, with Don Mattrick.
Don Mattrick is
Matrix.
I thought it was Mattrick.
Don Mattrick.
Whatever. I like
Whatever.
Matrix. Let's call Matrix. Sounds
Matrix.
cool. Mr. Matrix. What do you do?
Worked for Microsoft. Left Microsoft. Is working at Zynga. Does he, you
Zynga.
guys have the beats for the story here?
Not too much. I mean, I know he's gone now, so he's now with Zynga. I mean, I'm not sure if that's does that look really bad on him, or does it look really bad
On
on
Microsoft,
Microsoft?
like, is he jumping ship because he
yeah,
knows
is
shit's
that-
going down?
Yeah, does you think he knows something?
Or was the offer too good to refuse?
Yeah, exactly. Someone's going,
So-
we're gonna give you $1 billion to come help us. And he's like, fuck that. All right, let's do this.
I'm sure fanboys of the PlayStation are totally like, oh, this is proof. Xbox One is dumb. And then there's the Xbox Elite who are totally like, no. I think the best thing that came out of this, though, by far, is the fact that he will no longer be at Microsoft press conferences, and thank God for that.
Very not memorable.
I can never stand him, and not to mention his showing at E3 this year was pretty piss poor. Like, everything he did just seemed terrible. He's the one who announced a terrible price.
Yeah.
He's the one when Jeff Keighley asked him, well, what happens if your people
Yeah.
don't have internet? Oh, they can buy an Xbox 360.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not even.
So-
I'm not even a huge fan of like Microsoft Xbox stuff. I'm more of the PlayStation guy. But I felt bad for the Xbox people when he said that.
I know.
So I was like,
It's just like,
ouch.
no
what the
fucking way he said that.
Yeah, it's almost like a big fuck you.
But did he say this because he's just at a point? He's like, I'm totally leaving. Fuck
Maybe.
these guys.
Well, yeah, but now you think. I mean, did he know he
Yeah,
was
he
leaving?
had to be in contract before E3 easily. At least
think so?
talking about it.
Because the E3 was like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
ago? 3 weeks ago. So it had to have been already in talks.
Had to be at least in talks. So that I'm assuming that's why he had such a whatever feeling towards everything. He's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
He didn't give a shit.
But at the same time, you kind of hope he didn't.
Very
That's
laissez-faire.
not the reason, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
'Cause I mean-
Because it shows poorly for Xbox.
To be fair, I just heard about this. We've been recording for hour and 11 minutes. I heard about this hour and 13 minutes ago. Now he left on his own accord. He did not get fired.
No, he did not get fired. He left.
So
Hey, I'm not
it
afraid to lift
wasn't
the veil.
talks.
I'm not afraid to lift the veil on the show. I mean, we are human beings. We are not a professional, industry-led racket. We are, for
We're
the
just
people,
we're
by
just
the
a
people.
couple of guys that play video games and drink.
At any rate. So, I mean,
Well,
kind of good news.
mostly talk video games.
What a big non-factor. I mean, Zynga. I mean, are they? Who gives a fuck? Farmville. A bunch of been plummeting for years now. Not really.
True.
I've honestly never played Farmville.
Me
neither.
neither.
Bye.
Oh my god, high five everybody.
There you go.
All right.
There
Yeah,
you
you
go.
get
I
that.
got it. I can. You got it.
There we
Send
go.
it to me.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Everyone just high fived very awkwardly.
Very awkwardly.
It's very
Awkward moment
awkward,
of the show, number 14.
sweaty high fives.
Oh,
Jesus.
No Farmville. I mean, very. I don't want to say evil, but like microtransaction based is like their bloodline for that
Yeah.
company. Every game that they've ever made lives and dies by microtransactions.
what's their moneymaker now? Is it still Farmville?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So,
is Farmville the
I-
biggest game? Do we know? Or?
I
I can't even
mean,
tell you.
we have Google. I'll Google.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is
I do know that there were
Farmville.
some Ville spin-offs, like Cityville, whatever. But those types of games, Facebook gaming.
Yeah,
like,
for the
what-
most part, a Ville game is probably going to be by Zynga, I think, for the most part. And
Interesting choice. I mean, how do you go from Microsoft to like
I mean,
social gaming?
either someone's throwing some big cash
I had to
around.
be. That's the only thing I could think.
Yeah.
Because once you hit
Or-
a certain number amount of zeros,
well, I don't know. Maybe it's
You'll say yes.
well, I don't know. Maybe it's time for
Maybe
something
just tired
new.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's just time for something new. I mean, he's working as a big head for
He's been there since the first
So-
Xbox, right?
Zynga, this might be telling for why they might be in trouble.
Okay.
Farmville 2, Chefville, Cityville, Castleville, Castleville 2, Coasterville. And,
Okay, so-
and Zynga Poker.
So what I said besides what I said before,
They're mixing
besides
it
the
up.
poker, if it's a Ville game, it's Zynga.
I can't believe they made a Farmville 2
I can't believe they made a
without
poker
just
game.
expanding it, and then they made a Castle 2 without just expanding it.
I'm just kind of clicking around their
that
front
seems
page.
ridiculous.
It sounds like okay. I guess this might be their most claim to fame. Words with Friends. Zynga.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's
Do you have to pay for that one?
ads.
Oh,
free,
you're right,
free
there's
with ads, 99 cents, remove ads.
Yeah.
I think when it first came out, I was sucked into the enigma that was Words with Friends for a while.
Yeah, I
They
played
didn't
for
do
a
that
little bit.
drawing game, did they?
No.
And that was a gunshot? That might have been a gunshot.
I think it was.
Someone just got shot
There we go.
outside.
Well, we are
Dark
close to the
Side of
4th
the
of
Kingdom,
July.
recorded in the Dark Side of Vegas. Actually,
Very much so.
Yeah.
very, very attentive, very good assertion. Maybe, who knows?
Maybe
It
they're
might be
testing
fireworks.
fire.
okay,
I hope it's fireworks and not gunshots.
Okay.
Everybody that may
Make
have
sure you-
possibly been a gun
Make sure you're not bleeding.
I'm good.
I think to be
So yeah,
intact.
Words with Friends, drawings. I think there was a drawing with friends, right? Or was that something
No,
else?
they were strong.
Or
Let's draw something
Draw
or something
something.
like that.
draw something. There you go.
I don't think that was them.
Yeah, that was not them. But yeah, that was good too. Interesting. So I mean, Words with Friends, okay, that makes sense. But where do they go? More social games, more iPhone games, more.
I mean, social thing is their own. That's their main thing. So I
They
think
need
it's
to
be
get
like
the next
mean,
one.
Facebook.
I've been following Microsoft for a long time. I can't really associate Don Mattrick with anything. Like he
Prior
did
to that?
anything, or like
Yeah.
was
you
very
know,
memorable to you.
Yeah, or as
He's
far
not. He's not a Jack Trenton to you.
even Jack Trenton. He's okay.
Hey man, Jack Trenton's.
Jack Trenton's
awesome.
no Reggie. I'll help it.
I don't know, man. Jack Trenton's rocking. He's
Jack
fucking
Trenton's
rocking.
no Reggie. You need a tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go with Reggie.
Reggie.
Reggie
God
can
damn.
put a show together, whether it's good or bad.
Well, when
Reggie
he
will put a show
but
together.
the way he did hit the scene was pretty hardcore. So.
Oh my God, it's motherfucking Reggie. He kicks indoors.
No. What was that? Zynga? Yeah.
And he's a big motherfucker. So.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Interesting.
Well, I mean, what do you guys really think of that? I mean, do you think it's gonna be does it look super bad on Microsoft or super bad on him? I mean,
I think it's gonna be based on fanboyism. Like, I think the reason he did it was
Perception.
for the dollar sign, because that would
Yeah.
make the most sense, or he's just sick of video games, which is a possibility, let's be honest.
well, man, I can jump from video games to another video game.
But it's not the same. It's not the same. They're not gonna have an
It's-
E3 conference with Zynga,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know, but I mean, it's still the same.
and he's gonna be the face of Zynga. They're gonna be like,
'Cause
so
I mean,
how's Farmville?
he
Oh,
probably
it's fucking awesome.
he got put through the grinder on this whole
yeah.
Xbox One thing. So he's
Yeah.
probably gun shy. He's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just go the older casual gamer, the less fickle,
Well, I mean,
angry, angsty gamer.
He's been with Xbox since Xbox, right?
I'm assuming we don't know enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
We
assume,
know a lot. We don't know a lot about
All right,
certain
I'm
things.
gonna assume that. I mean,
That's one of them.
Xbox, they did do really good, obviously, and especially in this last generation. So I think joining Zynga, hopefully, if they threw money at him or whatever, or he just wanted a change,
challenge, maybe?
a change of scenery. Yeah, maybe he wanted I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he wanted to go. You know what? I'm gonna help these guys out. Let's bring them back. Let's bring Zynga back to the main audience of everybody. and just get this company back on track again because they've been going down pretty hardcore lately, as of late, to say. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just like I said, just a change of scenery. He wants to help somebody out.
Yeah. A little history on Mattrick. He was Electronic Arts, and then he kind of in 2007 joined Microsoft as senior vice president. So 2007, that's like year 2, 3 of Xbox 360. So.
And we got another gunshot.
Let's all get down.
Yeah, that's
I'm putting on my vest now.
Actually, that might work. It's actually cooler the closer you get to the floor, so might not be a bad idea.
Yes,
So yeah, Zynga, Mattrick,
Rock
shuffling
and roll.
chairs, CEOs, dun.
I don't know.
News, that's the big one.
It might be a good thing for. Well, it's gonna be a good thing for Zynga. Anything would be a good thing for Zynga right now. So.
Yeah.
Any news?
It makes
is good
the
news.
video game industry interesting.
Oh yeah, that works.
Very
for me.
interesting.
Rock and roll.
Very interesting, unlike the rest of the news.
Nice transition there, buddy.
Nice. I got something.
You got
There's
something? There you go.
there was
Milk it.
So Naughty Dog put out a game you guys might have heard of, The Last of Us.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, if
Yeah.
you, The Last of Us is a great game. It's about whatever. They put it out. I think it came out last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever.
3 weeks, I think.
Has it been 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Holy
it's been
shit.
3 weeks.
Oh, whatever. There's a section in the game that someone found. There's like an ads on the wall, like there's phone numbers and stuff, like 1-800 numbers.
You can call him.
And someone called them, and it's like it leads to like pornographic numbers or whatever.
Even better.
Yeah, so of course it does, right? So Naughty Dog got the tip of this, and like, oh my god, we gotta do something. So I think a couple days ago or last week they put out a patch for it, and now when you look at the number sign, it looks like it's decayed and gone, like it just withered away. So it's like smashed or like ripped off. So it's not the full number anymore.
And in the description, does it say this patch removes fun? Why would you take that out, man? Come on, man.
It's a game for a mature audience.
Right?
If you have a problem with that, don't let your kid play the fucking game.
That's a good idea. I mean, why the fuck would they take that? I wouldn't. I mean, that's a good call. I mean, you're like, this is like the most brutal game I've played in a long time.
There's only a small amount of people who are gonna call that number no matter what. Think about it.
And I mean, it's not like it's Roger Rabbit where it's an essential part to call this number.
But that ended up being a sex line too now.
Exactly what I'm saying. So I mean, then I would be like, all right,
Yeah.
we got to do something about this. But if it's just an ad on the wall and like whatever, and how brutal this game is, why would you fucking change it anyway? It's like it's the world. It's
Ridiculous.
I mean, the programmers, they work so hard on these games. Give them something. That's like the little things that get them by, little hidden things. Like,
Yeah, why not?
Throw
Fuck
a
it.
sex line on the wall.
Fuck it.
Fuck it,
Why not? Fuck it.
Patch that out.
Is that what the hotline's called? Fuck it.
That was the name of the patch, actually. The
Sweet
fucking
patch.
patch.
Man. So yeah, news. Not quite much. Wii U kind of news. Wii U owner of the Wii U.com URL.
I heard about
Did you
that.
hear about
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear,
Some
I
guy
didn't
was
hear this.
camping on the Wii U URL before the Wii U was even announced.
I wouldn't say camping. I think they owned it beforehand. Like they were.
Owned it. They're actually using it.
Yeah, it's an anagram. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It was stood for something else. It was like we.
I have the quote. Yeah, is merely a descriptive of the future purpose of which respondent intended to use the domain. So it was more of like a.
It's an acronym. for
Acronym,
something.
yes.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. It was like we something you. I mean,
Yeah. Long story short,
Sounds so dumb.
Nintendo wanted the URL, took legal actions, and people won. The man won. So.
Of course the man won. The guy had Nintendo had no right. That's
Right?
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they had it way beforehand, and it has nothing to do with video games or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't believe they. I mean, Nintendo has a long history of suing and being sued by stuff.
Yeah.
Like tons of stuff, like the gamepad stuff, because they have copyrights and stuff.
yeah.
So
Let's play videos.
yeah,
Like
that's
people
a
are
new
getting.
thing. But I'm just surprised that they chose to do that. It's just so
Yeah.
random. Like, what's wrong with Nintendo.com?
Right.
That's where I would go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Where
go
I
to
go.
WiiU.com.
I mean, club.nintendo.com. That's where I go. Club.wii.
Well, and
Love it.
this isn't directly game related, but it's one of those dumb law things that just passed. So apparently, and this is super.
We're gonna get all political now.
No, but this is
All right.
kind of hilarious, but more fucked up than hilarious.
Okay.
But if you're underage and you take naked pictures of yourself,
I do that all the time.
you can be charged with child pornography.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
It makes
though.
sense, but it's kind of like ridiculous at the same time.
Well, it's like
That's
it's
kind of like
it's
ridiculous.
Something,
Yeah.
something is very ridiculous, but it's like it should be like a
So-
common sense thing.
Well, there's this girl who was 15, apparently filleting her boyfriend, and she took pictures of it, and then now she is being investigated for child pornography.
Well, Yeah,
Well, I mean, by that logic, remove the camera. She's still a pedophile. I mean, that doesn't make sense,
that's
right?
true. No, it is. It's just
So I would say,
It's
let
just
the kids have fun.
I just
in
read
there.
the article. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, scary times. Sexting, pictures, stuff like that.
I'm afraid for my kids. If I have kids and I have to deal with that shit, oh my god, I don't even want to know.
I hope you do have kids, and I hope you have daughters. Just all.
Oh my god, that
daughters.
would suck so bad.
Well, by that time, I don't know. I mean, we're slowly, it's the boiling frog effect. Slowly, our iMacs have cameras, our phones have cameras. Connect.
Yeah.
Everybody's
They're watching us always, so fuck it.
I think they've always been watching us, though. But come on.
Okay, let's get out of this.
Let's get
All
out of
right,
this. It's
all right.
hot, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Very short on
rough
news.
episode.
We're sorry, but whatever. This is all we got.
It's
and
hot.
it's seriously in Las Vegas right now. It's like fucking heat, hardcore.
115.
Like 115, 117 is ridiculous.
And
We're
that's
dying.
just what they're reporting. It's actually, I want to
feels
say it's
hotter.
hotter.
Yes.
They're lying to the tourists. Just
It's
keep coming
ridiculous.
back. Keep people coming back. Please come back to the drainage, thedrainage.net.
Nice segue.
That is a thing. We are a thing. This is a podcast. We are on Facebook.
Check us out on Facebook. Search for Dark Side of the Kingdom. We are on Twitter at Dark Side Kingdom.
Yes.
I think we do have a Google Plus page. I haven't updated in a while, but just search for Dark Side of the Kingdom, and you'll probably find us on there as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of maintenance. There's a lot of social networks.
Yeah,
out there.
there's a lot of things in the work. We're updating a lot of different things, so just hold on tight, people.
Yeah, the Adult Friend Finder group page for Dark Side of the Kingdom, that's almost, we worked out some kinks. If you're getting emails, we apologize, but stick with us.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, lately just getting a lot of pictures of hard
Yeah.
things.
Above 18, right? Above 18 million.
Above 18 hard things. .com.
I am Dean.
And this is Percy. You can find me on Twitter, The One Pariah, and every other social media outlet. Dean, where can people find you?
They can find me at Twitter and all the other previous places I've listed. AKA Dean Stone on Twitter. It's so fucking hot. Let's get out of here, Ian.
I'm Ian. I'm leaving. I'll see you guys later. It's too fucking hot for this.
Yeah.
You can find Ian on Twitter at a little too
Little
rap
Too Rap.
with a number 2. Rock and
Yes.
roll.
Guys, thank you guys for tuning in, bearing with us for this episode. We'll catch you back next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Internet.